The weight of the feather. Navi was born in the city's heartbeat, neon lights, ceaseless chatter, and a career that prided itself on urgency. She worked in crisis management, fixing problems that people created out of fear. But the weight of other people's panic began to suffocate her own spirit. One sleepless night after a panic attack rippled through her chest like wildfire, Navi packed a small bag and took the next train out. No destination, just distance. She ended up in a quiet desert village where sand met sky in golden harmony. A lone temple stood nearby, faded in paint but radiant in peace. The only monk there was a woman named Amala, who wore robes the color of dusk and smiled as though she had danced with silence. Navi asked if she could stay. Amala nodded and pointed to the broom in the corner. The temple lives when we care for it. So do we. Days passed. Navi swept the temple floors, fetched water, meditated at dawn, and sat quietly beside Amala as she lit incense and whispered prayers into flame. No sermons, no judgment, just space. One evening, as wind curled through open walls, Navi shared her story, the pressure, the pain, the guilt of walking away. Amala reached into a small wooden box and pulled out a single white feather. Carry this feather for a day. Don't let it fall. Simple enough. But as Navi walked through the dusty paths, tried to cook, meditate, and move as usual, the feather fluttered with every breath and shift. She grew more cautious, slower, more aware. By sunset, her steps were deliberate, her breath lighter. She no longer rushed, fearing the feather might be lost to the wind. She returned to Amala, feather still in hand. Amala smiled. The feather was never heavy, but it slowed you just like awareness. When you slow down, you begin to feel, not just others, but yourself. That night, Navi didn't just sleep. She rested. Weeks later, she asked to learn more. Not from books, but from being. She stayed through seasons, becoming part of the temple's rhythm. Her city life faded into memory, not with regret, but with gratitude. When pilgrims came asking for guidance, she'd give them a feather. No speeches, no cures, just the lesson of slowing down. And somewhere in the vast desert silence, that small temple echoed with the footsteps of those who had learned to breathe again.